Alright, let's pull up a cup of tea here and begin. Hey everyone, I'm Jessica, and as a lot of you know, my husband and I have recently relocated from the United States to the UK just to try something new and also to continue running our online math and English tutoring business. By the way, we help students ages 11 and up increase their confidence and grades in both those areas. It's been a little bit more of a challenging week this time because even though we did get 2 new clients earlier in the week, they do happen to be from the States, which is great. Of course, that's, you know, that's probably where most of our clients will be from, because that's where we were based and probably will be based later on in the future. If you have an online tutoring business, you might feel this way, but it seems that every time you gain a client or 2, you also end up losing one for practical reasons. They can't work through anymore, they're moving on, their class ends, whatever it might be. Sometimes you might be relieved to lose a client, I guess, because you may no longer be the right fit, but other times it's just kind of frustrating or kind of hurts. So been dealing with that. That's just the reality of a service-based business. If you haven't already, check out the video I made last week where I got to meet up with an actual London tutor. She's been a friend of mine for a while, Natalie Chalma. And this is a reminder to you guys who, if you are an online tutor and you are completely feeling frustrated or alone, try your best to meet up with people. Meet up with other business owners, especially tutoring business owners. That's what we're planning to do this Friday. Natalie and I are meeting up with another tutor, maybe 2 or 3 other people. We're gonna all work together and collaborate and learn a few things that maybe we wouldn't all learn on our own. Oh, I was sleeping poorly and then I found out it's because I was drinking caffeinated tea at night. Stupid. Also, I have a cold. It's like, I don't know what it is about moving and relocating to an area with more people, but I guess maybe it's obvious, more people, more germs, but I've had a cold and it is so annoying. It's been Kleenex Nation over here, and it's not really a problem when you're like teaching online because I don't have to worry about running around in a physical classroom like I used to, but it's just when we're out and about doing things I realize, you know what, I'm not over this thing and I need to like hide somewhere and blow my nose, which is not great. So today I've been staying in and I said I'm gonna make this video. It's worth it to get out and about though, because you never know who you're going to meet. At the end of last week, I wore my Georgia beanie in order to go out to eat. We actually ran into an American who lives here now, and I mentioned the Georgia beanie because the guy was actually from Alabama. And so he sees me walk in and I kind of hear, like in the corner, I'm hearing an American accent, and then I think, no, surely I'm imagining that. So I walk by, and then he walks by me again later and says, "Roll Tide!" And I'm like, what? He goes on to explain he's from Alabama, he has a job here, and he used to be a teacher, so he apparently has some connections that might be beneficial for us, like other people who work in the teaching industry here who might need our services, or other schools who might want our math and English services. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out, but you just never know who you're going to meet. When you're running an actual teaching, tutoring business, you kind of benefit from talking about it, and it's fun to meet people who actually care about the business. Not every conversation you have is going to be, oh yes, I need you to tutor my son or daughter. Sometimes it's, hey, let me connect you to some other people who might help you out. No matter what country you're living in, people need to be educated everywhere, that someone is always going to need your help. Ooh, and apparently it's well, I've been told this is an interesting time to be in the UK because there's a lot of unrest. Apparently the transportation, like the trains and buses, they will go on strike whenever, like certain train lines will go on strike, and if you needed to use the train that day, too bad, you have to find a way around it. Last week there was a teaching strike. From what it sounds like, there's just been ongoing unrest here really since Brexit, maybe even before that. I think it just depends on who you are, what you believe in, all of that, but it's a bit odd because as Americans we are removed from so much of that. We have our own issues back at home, but over here they'll say, oh yeah, you came at an interesting time. I don't know if that means, hey, get out of here, or we don't need you here when we have our own issues, or if it just means, oh, you're gonna see a lot of things that maybe you didn't expect to see. I don't know. But some of the best moments are just getting out and seeing things, and like there's an app called, what is the app called? There's an app called Story Tourist where you can actually as long as you have headphones, you can go around to actual historical locations in the city and listen to, I guess, like a pretend narrator. We're gonna try this out with the strange case of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and even though it's a fictional story, the street names and location mentioned in the book are actually here. Here's one scene from the location. We actually need to go back and finish it because we forgot headphones last time. Speaking of story time, this video is sponsored by It's not. I'm kidding. I'm not sponsored because we're working on getting the channel to reach more people who might need advice on how to run and maintain an online tutoring business. But I do want to teach you guys something about the Kindle. If you're a reading teacher or tutor and you do anything at all with books, and especially if you like getting free books, I figured out something thanks to the help of one of my students actually. In my last video, a student sent me a PDF copy of this book right here, which by the way, I really love recommending books, but this one is it's kind of like super basic, like self-help, which I kind of like some self-help things, but if you want something more challenging, don't read this book. I guess it would be better for like younger, well, obviously, because this was a high school student who is reading this book for her class. So she sent it to me and I can read the PDFs on my computer, but that's just not very comfortable. Her school has the book free, like free access to it. I could purchase an actual publication of the book myself, but if I can have a PDF appear on my Kindle here, then why buy the book? However, getting the PDF to the Kindle does take a few steps, and I just want to show you guys how I do that if you're interested. If you're a math tutor or you teach something else and you don't really need to know about the Kindle, don't click off. But you can skip ahead past this little part. Just hit the little skip ahead 10 seconds or whatever. Start with your Kindle email. Every Kindle device comes with its own designated email. To find this, you can go into your actual Amazon account and go to Contents and Devices. Select the actual device that you want to send your PDF book to. So for instance, I'm clicking my Jessica's second Kindle, and then the email actually shows up, so you can copy paste that into whatever email account you want to use. Next, make sure that the PDF is actually downloaded to your actual computer. If you don't want that PDF taking up any space on your computer, you can always delete it later. Then you will attach this downloaded PDF to your email, and remember, you are emailing this to your actual specialized Kindle device. Put the word convert into the subject line so that it knows to convert that PDF into a correct size. Then open up your Kindle, wake it up, and then you should see amongst all your other books your new PDF, and it should read nicely just like your other books. Oh, by the way, make sure you do all of this when connected to Wi-Fi. Money for a second. The great news is you can shop cheaply in London. I know everyone's saying, oh, it seems expensive there. Well, I mean, sure, in a lot of ways, bigger cities are going to be more expensive. That is true. But even a place with a giant mall and designer brand places like Prada, they have stores cheap enough. Earlier last week, I had the pleasure of going shopping with a friend, and guess how much I spent at the mall? At an actual mall with like stores like Prada and giant food courts and all that. Only $26, or pounds actually. So maybe that would have been roughly like $28, $29 in total. How did I do that? I bought this lovely little outfit. Now obviously it's not anything fancy, but hey, I can teach in it, or at least the bottoms. I try not to teach in like a hoodie unless it has our logo on it, just because I feel like it looks a little too cozy casual, like maybe not that professional. These things are really in style here. Everybody is wearing them, and this hoodie was 8 pounds. The jogger bottoms, 7 pounds. So overall 15 pounds, or basically 16 to 17 American dollars for this whole outfit. I was like, I should have bought more than one. That's amazing. Also the small undershirt and this button up. It's so funny because I spent a whole lot more for items that look pretty much the same. So I know it's just clothes, but it's very encouraging. If the only reason I found these clothes is because of a friend. So you have to get out and meet people, and they will tell you where the deals are, because otherwise when you go to a new place, you just kind of buy what's in front of you. You buy what you think is right, or you buy what's convenient, and it's not always the best way to use your money. In the next video, there's going to be more to tell. I'm not gonna lie, this week I haven't felt great. I've taught my lessons. It's been a little hard. The honeymoon period of moving to London, I think it's finally over, but because it's winter, it's also extra difficult. It really does get so dark so early, and I feel like that's such a boring thing to talk about. But when I wake up, to be honest, I'm kind of ready to get going and ready to work, and my students aren't till much later in the day because most of them are in the state. So we're trying to network over here more, but there is a lot of like waiting for things to happen. And so I know that no matter what, if you meeting with tutors every week, meeting with tutors on Zoom or in person every week to just talk about your business and encourage one another, that's just one of the best things I can tell you guys to do. Like, and I'm experiencing these things now. Like I know when you lose a client, it feels like, oh, I'm losing a chunk of my business. What am I gonna do about it? There's always somebody else out there who needs your help. And I have to take my own advice sometimes. More is on the way. Don't forget, if you love this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and share it with another educator, especially if it's an educator who's thinking about starting their own online tutoring business. I know other people who would love to help you get started. I am making these videos to help people who have already started their online tutoring business and to help them just stay motivated and to have some ideas, especially about video content or lesson planning. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.